Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmed Abdi, and I'm here with my friend, who is his name is John Tirpak. He's from an unemployment law project, and we as a guest today that we have him here, we're gonna talk about what unemployment law project does, and he's gonna give us. He will introduce himself as well. But before I do that, I just want to remind you that even though we are speaking in English, we'll make sure that after the program, we'll all translate in Somali. So please stay tuned. So John, thank you so much for joining us today. And I know you are a staff attorney as well as an executive director of Unemployment Law Project. And I want you to tell us why you're here today.
Well, we are here because many people have problems with the unemployment system. In the last year, because of the pandemic, there were over 1 million unemployment claims. And many people in the Somali community are having a lot of problems with that. There are overpayments. People are being told they have to pay money back, or people are getting cut off from benefits or being denied benefits. And it's a very complicated and difficult process. So our office can help, and so we want to make sure that the community in Seattle and in Washington State knows who we are and what we do.
All right, thank you so much for answering that question. And can you please tell us more about the services that you provide and that Unemployment Law Project provides?
Yes, we are a nonprofit office. Our services are free, so that's important to know. We do not charge for our services. We can give people advice. Sometimes it's very hard to even understand what is going on. We can get you an interpreter, a Somali interpreter with no charge. Mm-hmm. And many of the cases we do are people who have a hearing. They are either denied benefits or they are told they have to pay money back. And we can help represent people at the phone hearing that will determine their benefits. So it's important that people contact us early if they have a hearing coming, but we do preparation. We will do an interview and preparation for the hearing. And a lot of money is at stake right now because of the pandemic. Many people are being asked to pay back big amounts, $15,000, $20,000 or more sometimes. And so getting help with a system that is very complicated is important.
Oh, great. Yeah, I definitely have had a lot of cases where people complain for them to be paid, back pay. So with that being said, can you tell us more about who benefits your services, like demographically who benefits the service?
Well, we are open to anyone in Washington State with the claim, or even if you've moved out of Washington State and have a Washington State unemployment claim. We serve a broad community. We have access to interpreters free of charge. But it's essential that it be a Washington State unemployment system claim, because that's what we work with, and that's where we have our expertise.
Great. So if anyone has an issue and they want to contact with you, and how can they contact you?
The best way is through our office phone number, 206-441-9178. That's 206-441-9178. That is the best way. Also, you can go to our website, unemploymentlawproject.org. That's unemploymentlawproject.org. There will be phone information. Also, you can email a question or email a request to set up a time for an appointment. And so it's important that if you are leaving a message when you call, to identify that you need an interpreter for Somali, and also a good phone number and a good time of day that we can reach you back, because our office gets hundreds of calls every day. So we cannot answer every call in the minute that it comes in, but to be patient and leave some very clear information, especially if you have an unemployment hearing coming up. Mm-hmm. and it's going to be on July 14th, it's good to say the date too, because then we can understand, the sort of priority or the timing of that, and that is important as well.
Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that there's different ways that people can contact you. And I have a follow-up question before we end this interview. My follow-up question is, the unemployment benefits are technically going to end sometime in July. Is that correct, or what is it? Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. There are some benefit programs that will be ending in September. In some states, they are ending the special COVID pandemic unemployment benefits end of July, but in Washington it will be September. But that does not mean all unemployment benefits. It only means, for example, if you're receiving the PUA, the pandemic unemployment, which is for people who had a COVID-related reason for losing their job. Perhaps they were an Uber driver, perhaps they were a self-employed, other unusual circumstances that normally would not qualify for unemployment. The PUA would, and then they have been adding recently an extra $300 benefit onto that. Onto a regular unemployment benefit. So that will end in September as well. But regular unemployment will continue. If you have a claim that's still within the time frame, it's very complicated, but that claim will continue as long as you claim. But one important change I think it's important to note now, for the last year, Governor Inslee said that you did not have to look for work, but you had to be able to work and available to work. Now they are reinstating the job search requirement. So as of second week of July, every week if you're claiming unemployment, you have to make sure to answer that question. Are you working for work? The answer should be less. And you should make 3 job search contacts of an application, a resume, or something of a job, of 3 jobs you are searching for each week from when you claim after the second week in July.
Oh, I think that's really an important message that people would definitely need to know. So thank you for explaining that. Is there anything that you want to add that we have missed here today?
Well, I would first like to thank you for arranging this so we can reach more people. The unemployment system has always been complicated and difficult, and with the pandemic and with the number of claims and the backlog, the problems in communicating with the unemployment office, it's impossible sometimes to reach them when you try to call. It has created many problems for people who need the help the most, and so we want to reach out to people who need this help, that maybe have English as a second language or who don't have access to information, and know that we are there to advocate for you. We cannot solve everyone's problem. Everything doesn't work out always, but in many of our cases we are successful, and that with help you can better understand what the problems are with the unemployment and maybe go to a positive resolution. It's especially important now with some of the changes coming, that people are aware of what their rights are. Often they send these notices that are impossible to read or understand. Even if you're an English speaker and grew up with English, it's still extremely difficult to try to understand these messages they send. So we hope that by providing more services to the community, that we can help people out when they need it most. And we will be around. We started over 30 years ago, and we hope to be around as long as into the future, long after the pandemic has ended.
Great, thank you so much. I know you guys have been doing amazing work during this pandemic. You have helped a lot of people from our community and other communities as well. And hopefully people will continue to reach out to you for further assistance when they need help. With that being said, thank you so much for visiting us today in this studio. We hope to see you again and talk to you more about what's coming up for an unemployment benefit. But in the meantime, we thank you so much for the opportunity. waxaan doonayaa inaan arrimihii uu John ka hadlay inaan si guud ah usoo koobo. John wuxuu ka hadlay horta John wuxuu ka shaqeeyaa hay'adda la yiraahdo unemployment law project ayuu ka yahay madax ayuu ka yahay wuxuuna u shaqeeyaa professional kiisna waa lawyer wuxuu ka hadlay in waxyaabaha serviceka ay unemployment law project ay qusaysa ama ay qabtaan waxa kamid ah in hadii qofka shaqo ka fariisi ay ku dhacdo oo shaqada uu ka fariisto dabadeedna uu codsado lacagta la yiraahdo unemployment benefit shixnada la qaato xilliga shaqada laga fariisto qofka markuu codsado kadib waxa laga yaabaa inuu dhibaatooyin badan kala kulmo codsiga uu sameynayo waxa laga yaabaa in dhibaatooyinkaas ay kaga imaato xagga waraaqda la buuxinayo oo codsiga lagu sameynayo waxa laga yaabaa in uu qofkii fahmi karin ama uu fahmi waayo qaabka loo buuxiyo oo waraaqaha loo buuxiyo hatta haddii uu buuxiyo kadibna waxa macquul ah in dhibaatooyin maxay uu kala kulmo xagga lacagta la bixinayo ama lacagtii loogu talagalay xaq u lahaa inuusan helin ama in ka badan qaladaada ka imaaday qaabku uu buuxiyay in uu macnaha uu kala kulmo ama lacag dheeraad ah uu la siiyo marka saas darteed badanaa waxaa dhacdaa in qofkii oo muddo kadib lacagtii dib loo soo raacdo la yiraahdo lacagii aad qaadatay noo soo celi maxay ahaday kadibna lagu xiro hadii uu soo celin waayo in maxkamad go'aan ka gaarayso oo lacagtii maartay si walba loogu qaadayo marka qolooyinkan employment law project waxay ka caawiyaan dadka marka hadii marka ay taasi dhacdo oo lacagta ama soo celi lagu dhaho ama si ay kugu adkaato qaabka loo maxay ahaday loo buuxsado marka saas darteed waad la xiriiraysaa oo ayaga ayaa ka caawinayo waxyaabaha ay sameeyaan waxa kamid ah inay foomkaas ama unemployment benefit ay ka caawiyaan ama maxkamadda kula tagaan si ay maaragtay ku difaacaan in aan lacag lagu weydiin hatta hadii ay qaladaado dhacaan marka taasi ayuu ka hadlay wuxuu kaloo ka hadlay in qof walba uu maxay ahayd oo Washington State degan ay tahay serviceka uu qabo u hayo in ay ka faa'iideysan karaan maxay ahayd qofka hadduu Washington State degan yahay oo unemployment benefit xaq u leeyahay ama shaqo uu ka fariistay sabab la xiriira sida cudurkan COVID-19 ka in maaragtay uu soo wici karo xafiiskooda uu la soo xiriiri karo dabadeedna ay xaq u leeyahay in laga caawiyo